Family, the track we're about to interact with right now was brought to my attention via a donation from one of our subscribers. Now, if you want to recommend a song, the link to the PayPal is going to be in the description below because, of course, YouTube yanks 30% of super chats. Guys, I appreciate, as always, your open, curious attention. Back to the video. Yeah. Maynard, let's go, buddy. Please talk to me. See, this is the tool that I've become accustomed to. When they do kind of a long intro. Because one thing about Maynard is he likes to hide things from you. He doesn't want you to immediately get it. He's a think for yourself guy. So he's going to hide the meaning. Guys, sometimes, man, Tool almost reminds me of Pink Floyd. Look up my reaction to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, the entire album. But, you know, Tool definitely took a page out of their book in some of the sounds that they can come up with, which I have absolutely no guess as to, you know, what they're actually using to produce these sounds.
A groan of tedium escapes me, startling the fearful. Is this a test? It has to be.
No, Maynard, I'm sorry, I can't do it, buddy. I'm going to need to find a lyric video. Please pardon me. Because, you know, sometimes I never heard this before. But it's you know, sometimes Maynard sometimes he'll yell, but then sometimes he'll just do this really kind of soft, you know, weeping over the track. You know, and it's very intentional. Nevertheless, you know, I can't necessarily hear that. So I'm going to go past the point where we got to. We're going to start here with the lyric video.
A groan of tedium escapes me, startling the fearful. Is this a test? It has to be, otherwise I can't go on.
Is this a test? It has to be, otherwise I can't go on. And one thing that I kind of learned from Tool, and I know I say it a lot on this channel now, but one of the things that I learned from this band is that it's okay to radically alter the dynamics of the musicality in order to match the mood of what it is you're expressing. And so he's talking about being off balance and being disoriented while the beat is not matching an ordinary time signature. You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing with the production kind of matches the spirit of the song so far. But is this a test? It has to be. Otherwise, I can't go on. You know, I kind of wonder if he's using that as it, because, you know, sometimes Maynard will hide a jab. He's very sarcastic. He doesn't mind being sarcastic, which is something that I respect. But it also makes it difficult to interpret lines like that. Is this a test? It has to be. Otherwise, I can't go on. Meaning, is there some background meaning to my pain, right? Does God have a plan for me in the midst of this chaos? And if the answer is yes, that's the only answer that I will accept in order not to melt into complete nihilism, right? And so I don't know whether Maynard is critiquing that way of thinking or submitting to it here.
Otherwise I can't go on. Draining patience, drained vitality. This paranoid, paralyzed vampire rocks a little low.
Dum 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 I just have to what it's fascinating that Maynard will sometimes hear, and I'm sure of it. Like, he had to have heard the musicality of this and just decided to kind of willfully ignore part of it, because so many lead singers would have decided to match their vocals to what that guitar is doing. Dum 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 dum. But it almost sounds like Maynard is off. Like he's not matching the rhythm. He's not matching the guitar, and he's expressing something in that disorientation, in that lack of So and what I mean is this. I understand that I do deep dives a little bit too much, so I apologize, but hear me out. When your mode of interpreting reality doesn't match reality itself, that's disorienting. And what I'm saying is Maynard is the type of genius on a track that he is going to pair his lyricism and the way that he sings the song to the track. So it's like, that's the reason, like, his singing doesn't seem to even match what the guitar is doing. I learned that he had this capacity in 46 and 2. Talk to me, buddy. Family, is anybody getting Wings for Marie vibes from this song? And I know that this isn't Wings for Marie, but it's like, Maynard was very sarcastic in some of that before he kind of reached his resolution in the third song. Give me my wings, which may be like one of the greatest Maynard moments. But, it seems to me when he sings, like, I'm still right here, giving blood, keeping faith, I'm still right here, waiting it out. It strikes me as sarcastic. It strikes me as like, why are you, waiting for some God or, whatever is coming? Why are you waiting for something to save you? Right. Maynard's always kind of been irritated at that notion. If there were no rewards to reap, no loving embrace, right, I certainly would have walked away by now. I believe it was Albert Camus who came up with the myth of Sisyphus. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chats. Nevertheless, the myth of Sisyphus. Sisyphus is punished by the gods for some reason, and he has to roll this boulder up a hill. And then, of course, the boulder inevitably rolls back down, and he's just cursed to continue rolling this boulder up the hill for all eternity. After it rolls back down, he just goes back and does it again. Well, according to Camus, Sisyphus is a hero because he decides not to defy the gods by not doing this or not to plead with the gods for a different punishment. He actually just takes it on. He takes on the mundane nature of this punishment and decides to just get up and do it every single day as if it's the first time. And by doing that, he kind of overcomes the circumstances of his punishment. And what's interesting is Maynard seems to be, to me, and interact with me in the chat if you think that I'm wrong, it seems that he's kind of, mocking the idea that that you should live life or undertake the burdens of life only contingent on some reward in the future. Right? I mean, wasn't that what Satan told Job about God? The only reason that he serves you is because of all the things that you've given him. But take it away from him, and he will curse you to your face. Have we inverted that by saying, look, the only reason I'm willing to undergo the tragic circumstances of life is a dependency on some reward in the future? Thank you for the recommendation and for the PayPal donation for this song. I never interacted with this one before. Please, Maynard, cook, sir. Danny, if you keep it up, I'm calling the cops, sir. Keep it up, Danny. And I still may. What's that song? I know the pieces fit. I know the pieces fit. This little bridge gives me those vibes. Cook, sir. That's so sick. Guys, I'm convinced that this is all sarcasm. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm convinced that this is all sarcasm. I must keep reminding myself of this. I must keep reminding myself of this. Be patient. There's a reward in the end. I'm going to get a reward. I'm going to reap the benefits of all of life's tragedies. There's going to be a big reward, right? There's, maybe life is merely a tragic circumstance. Maybe this patience, right? This is be patient. And we hear this from people who genuinely have a good heart. Their heart is in the right place when they tell us things like, oh, just be patient. This is all going to come to an end. Patience implies that when someone says be patient, it almost requests, and not always, but when someone tells me to be patient in the midst of my struggle, it is almost a temptation to not be present in the struggle, but to look forward towards the future. But, Maynard might be suggesting here with what I'm interpreting as sarcasm as stay in the present. Be present even with the struggle, even with the pain. Don't neglect the present moment, even if it's painful, for some future that you may or may not ever interact with. And that's a very tough lesson. Listen, guys, I'm going to be pissed if ever I go to a cool Tool concert. I just know I'll be pissed because they can't possibly perform all the songs I want them to. They're only human. Guys, how does Danny's arms not fall off when he's doing an entire show, bro? And then they end it just like they began it. That subtle Selah moment. Let it sink in. Wait it out. Flame. Guys, I might have that one all wrong.